the concept of working at home or the side hustle or the having it all is not a new concept. And I think it took me a while to realize that. I kind of felt like a pioneer 21 years ago when I started working at home. I would have told you there were not business people in my family. My dad was a military officer turned pastor. I would have said my mom was a stay-at-home mom with us who then moved into some office management when we were a little older. But I would have said maybe further down the line there were some business folks, but it wasn't something I really grew up with. And then I looked a little closer and I thought a little harder. And I remembered that because my dad was a military officer, there was often more month than money at our house. We were paid once a month and my parents were very, very careful with money. We shopped on the military base, we scrimped and saved, and we were a big family. But my mom always found a way to make it work. And the way she found to make it work was by working at home. It looked differently than what I do. Didn't have anything to do with a computer, although now she has a transcription business and she still works at home on a computer. But then it looked a little bit like what I talk about in my book, The Barefoot Executive. It looked a little bit like she said, what are my skills? How can I serve people? What kind of space do I have at the house? And how do I turn that into cash? I remember falling asleep many nights to the sound of the sewing machine going. Underneath the stairs, we had a teeny tiny little space. My dad fitted a table into the wall, meaning he retrofitted it. Not that I'm using bad grammar, but Dad put a table in there for her and created for her this sewing nook that I don't think she could even sit up straight in. And Mom would sew, not only sew our clothes to make our clothing dollars go further, but she would sew for other people. Well into my high school years, she modified band uniforms. She made all the choir dresses for all the years that I was in school and then some. And then she even did that for another district after that teacher moved on. My mom taught piano lessons in the cracks of when kids were in school and not in school and were available. She made things for craft fairs. She cleaned houses for a time period. She wasn't too good to do anything. She wanted to serve in order to make the budget stretch at the house. She used her skills, she used her space in order to serve people and to solve a problem. She was a barefoot executive. She was a work-at-home woman. Before we had the term for that, she made it work. She created a side hustle without having giant financial goals, without having giant dreams or aspirations or social media or lead generation. She would say, here's what I can do, who has a need for that? And so when you are creating new products in your business, or when you are trying to decide what to package, what to do if you can make some extra money, I would say, let's look at these examples like my mom, Connie Owensby. We weren't wealthy, but we didn't go without because she created the cash from what she could do, from how she could serve, from singing and playing the piano at funerals or weddings, to arranging flowers for special events. You name it, she's done it. And I bet you have some skills and talents and gifts like that. They may look different. They may be graphic design or web design or technology. It may be makeup artistry or hair artistry for events or photographs. It may be filming, it may be storytelling, it may be copywriting, it may be house cleaning or pet sitting or lead generation or coaching and consulting. I'm going to encourage you, before you go get certified or credentialed or more school, I'm going to encourage you into the school of what would Connie do? That's been a mantra that served me well for years and years and years. What would Connie do? How would Connie create cash this week? Because maybe somebody needs to register for the SAT. How would Connie create cash this month because maybe prom's coming and she needs to buy some yards of fabric? What would Connie do this year because she knows that somebody starts driving next year or somebody's moving into a dorm next year? How would Connie create cash? Dig deep. Don't think of the giant picture. Sometimes we need to think of the now. I am so grateful for the business influence that my mom was in my life and continues to be. I think maybe she's the picture of hustle and grind. She's the picture of whatever it takes. And she'll never have her own web show, and she'll never have branded social media graphics, and she'll never have a book about how to get what you want and live the ultimate dream with the hustle and grind of a everyday housewife. But what she can do is create money from what she knows and what she does and how she serves. And I think you can too.